different sizes of bonsais. It's pretty simple. The Japanese and the Chinese are pretty simple. Two-hand bonsai. This is a two-hand bonsai. I can pick it up with two hands. That's what they mean by two-hand bonsai. Yeah, that's what I meant. They're pretty simple in their description, aren't they? Bonsai means tree on a tray. Simple. There's four-hand bonsai. The majority of what I've got are four-hand bonsai at home. It takes two people to move them. If you get a lot of soil in the container with the plant weight, it gets pretty heavy. So there's Mame bonsai, which are pots you can basically hold in your hand. That's spelled M-A-M-E, Mame bonsai. Very small. And they've got small bonsai, which you can handle in two hands. Some of the medium ones you can still handle with two hands. They've got extra large that if you put it on this table would be up here. And it'd take 3 or 4 people to move it safely. Because if you do drop it, it's over. That pot's gone. The tree or the shrub or whatever you're growing, the bonsai specimen will be fine, but the pot's gone. And I've dropped a couple, trust me. What do you need to get started? You need lots of specialized tools. The one specialized tool you will need is called a concave knob cutter. Now, I'm going to talk to you about some supplies. Dolores is going to be stocking it all. She's going to have it here for you. So when you get ready to get your own stuff, we've got some good pruning stuff here that you can get, soil scoops and root rakes that you can utilize too. It doesn't need to be specialized. The only one thing that I will tell you I'd like to see you get though, and I'll explain it when we get to that part of the talk, are these concave root pruners. These are called knob cutters. And they're actually concaved here. So when you cut a branch close to the trunk, what it'll actually do is not leave it flat, but it'll leave it indented or concaved in. The reason you do that is when the bark grows back over that and heals, it'll grow back over and flatten it out, and you will have no appearance that there was ever a branch there. But if you leave it flat, when the bark grows back over, okay, it'll leave a little bump, and it'll be, you can perceive it, well, I think there was a branch there at one time. Okay? So all you need, really, she's going to be getting these in, knob cutters. Get these. You're going to need it. And one of the things I can tell you is after you get done using your tools, wipe them down, put some oil on them. Some of the bonsai tools can get pretty expensive. Like these knob cutters, if I recall, they were like $49, $50. But you're only going to ever need one pair. If you take care of it, you'll have them forever. It's not something you have to replace. You need the knob cutters and a really good pair of sharp scissors or pruning shears. I've got some excellent ones up here for you. If you need some, get some of these. These are excellent. These will work real good. That's all you really need. You need this to start shaping. I'm going to talk about wiring, what you do to wire and design the bonsai into shape. She's going to be having the wire here for you. She's going to have the soil conditioner I'm going to talk about that you're going to get in. She's going to have it here. So you'll be able to come back here, get what you need to get you going really good. The more you get into it, the more stuff you can kind of add. Well, one other thing that you're going to want, and this is, and mine aren't in my little bonsai box for some reason. It's from the house. Chopsticks.
Why?
When you transplant. Chopsticks. Get some chopsticks. And don't tear them apart. You know how they come and they're stuck together? Leave them together. You're going to use the fat end. And when you transplant, what you're actually going to do is use the chopsticks to push the soil down and pack it in there a little bit. Instead of using your hand to force it, because when you do that, you can sometimes break the roots, and then that can cause damage. But we'll talk about that too. Styling. There's slanting styles, windswept style, formal upright, informal upright. And as you look through some of these books, you'll see some of the styles that are noted. Okay? You're the artist. When you're doing the bonsai, you don't have to design it for anybody but you. What do I want this tree to look like? There was a famous little scene in the Karate Kid, the first Karate Kid. And he was showing, Mr. Miyagi was showing Daniel his bonsai. He handed Daniel the scissors and he said, go ahead, you do it. He says, well, how do I do it? And he said, close your eyes and picture your tree. That's it. When you're looking at a potential specimen for a bonsai, use your imagination. I'm going to tell you what to look for as we start to talk about the design process. Okay? But use your imagination, and what do you picture? What do you see? And then go after the design for what you saw, not what maybe somebody else suggested. Do what you want to do. It's going to be your bonsai. Grow it the way you'd like the bonsai to look. I like all kinds of styles. I've seen trees in every style that I think really looks neat. So I've got a few different styles. This would be considered a slanting style. I designed this one to be like the old maple that's growing over the creek and is shading the creek. Okay? This was purchased here, and what it was a very tall 7-foot tree, but it had one thing that you're going to look for, the bonsai enthusiast will look for, and that's that one low-hanging branch. And this one had one. This tree actually was like this, and the main trunk came off of here. Now you got to imagine it about a quarter of this size when I got it. Okay? And what I did was I asked the gal who was working here if I could borrow her pruning shears, and I cut about 9/10 of the tree off and kept the one lower branch. She went, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to make this into a bonsai. And this is going to become the main part of the tree, that lower branch."